recording and we live, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's going down? What's going down? You gonna intro the pod? What you want to do?
I mean, what's the name of this pod anyway?
Now let's begin the story.
That time, motherfuckers. Dub down, motherfuckers.
H-Town's finest 16 Shots podcast. Yes. It is us. It is the 16 Shots podcast with Young James Boogie. AR Dub.
Tell me how you took it. I'm going to tell you what I meant.
We got a guest in the house tonight. I'm going to let Young James Boogie introduce our guest. What you got?
Well, you know, this is a young man who he has, you know, some people you can put him in a box and say, oh, he's a this, he's a that. But he's a little bit of everything, you know what I mean? And it's hard to describe all. I don't want to tell his story for him or his, you know, I'll just say he's a creative. And I've seen some of his works and I heard some of his works and I'm a fan. So Mr. Roderick Vonn.
Chilling. What's going down, man?
Before we start though, I ask you two important questions that I ask all the guests for the most part. When did we leave this right here? When we left that? Like there was a point when the harder you bobbed your head was the more significance that you liked the music, right? You know what I mean? And we've left that. Now it's more of it's like a, you know, a jiggle, you know, that like when you hear the hardest, like think about when you heard, you know, All Eyes on Me for the first time, you know, you was trying to break your neck to doom, 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 you know. But then now when you hear like, you know, I don't know, NBA Youngboy, you know, or let's say Migos, you know, you're like.
See, I think it's the pocket they're rapping in. Because that head movement you just did, that's what you would do if you was jamming like Bone, Twister,
no,
somebody like that. You know what I'm talking about?
You heard Adrenaline Rush and was like, nah, you was like, dum, dum, dum.
What time out? See, that's what you did. There are some people that did something different, bro.
Let me get back to the head nod, and then speak, and then
what they do now though, since they don't do the head nod.
It's like a jig or something with they hips.
Like
Yeah, but
for
see,
a time it was this right. I used to mess with the kids about this right. I'm like, what is this, man?
But see, we went on the Percocet stuff. They on the Perc.
That's how they get live. They be that's their version of what you talking about.
Yeah.
Plus they be on Perc 30, so you know. We went on Perc 30.
I don't know about those kind of drugs.
We just on regular Hennessy. You know what I'm saying?
What am I gonna say? So you be saying that old people stuff, man.
What, Hennessy?
Nah, they be on them Perc 30s. See,
I ain't say it like that. I said like young.
That's how it sounded to a young dude like me.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
All I heard was old time. They be on them old youngsters be on them Perc 30s. You see, they be on them different kind of stuff. Back in my day, weed was just weed. It wasn't no purple, nurple. It wasn't no California, Alaskan thunder. It was just regular weed.
It was.
But nowadays,
it was either that. It was like that in hydro, like, and then it was the dro, and then it was the chocolate tie. I don't know what was that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure, man. Yesterday I went to this establishment to get, and it was a pho. It was a crawfish pho, crawfish and pho, right? I'll say the name because I'm gonna talk bad about them, and they deserve this. It was crawfish and pho, right? And I was like, okay, I know y'all sell more than crawfish and pho, which I got. Look at the menu. I was like, oh, they got wings. Okay, this might have some kind of, you know, pizzazz to it, right? So then I was like, oh, cool, and some fries. It's like, we got what you want, Parmesan, garlic. I'm like, oh, okay, give me some garlic fries then. You know what I mean? And so when I got my food, like they literally had some regular wings with lemon pepper, salt on the, like literally like lemon pepper salt on it. Like not like sprinkled salt, like this, like somebody just like.
You saying they fried you some unseasoned wings and just put the lemon pepper salt on it?
Yes, man. And then the Parmesan, you can see like the little flakes of the little hand, like they cut up some parsley or something. Man, I was like, man, they tried to get me, man. They got me actually because I was already home. And I opened it up. I was like, man, what is this, man? Oh no, man. But anyway, as I was saying about the second question was, which relates to the first question. Would you call what Kool Moe Dee did and what J. Cole doing now the same thing?
To be be honest, man, I'm not really too familiar with Kool Moe Dee.
Okay. What about
that's back in them days.
exactly? What about Run DMC or LL Cool J?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's the same. J. Cole is definitely like, you know, he was able to kind of step on that, you know, that ladder and kind of be at a more elevated, you know, is where the game went. You know, it's a little more elevated. It's a little more.
But I feel like that's something different, man. That's something great in its own self. It should be recognized as such. Like some of this, like even I'm not a fan of the Nubba boy. That's his name, right? Nubba, young boy.
Young boy never broke again.
Number, yeah.
Okay.
Nubba, young boy. Like I'm not a fan of his, but I'm saying like what he does, that whatever he does, I can't call that rap, man. I will call that rap and then call Bone rap and then call Boosie rap and then call like this is three different things, man. This is totally different, man. Like just because they don't call country music, they call that's country, that's rock. Both of them singing, but that's different, man.
I look at it like this: like hip hop is black folk music. You know what I'm saying? It's our stories. And
yeah.
It's we from different parts of the country. We have, and even if we from the same part, it's different layers. Like we're layered. I think hip hop represents black people in different ways. Like you know, we layered like that. We not monolithic.
Yeah.
And so I look at it like this, and the other part of that, I guess, is who cutting the checks. Like whoever cutting the checks kind of control what is mainstream.
Yeah.
But even still, if we don't fool with it, like we don't all the way fool with it,
yeah,
it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
So we still control it somewhat, but they gonna put out who they want to put out. It's a certain direction they not gonna go in. I always say this.
Yeah.
If it was up to the labels, we wouldn't have no J. Cole and no Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like Jay-Z and, you know, TDE that went and, you know, pushed them to the forefront. Because a label would have looked at them and been like, nah, I need somebody that I can't understand. I need somebody that's talking about ops and all that. That's what they looking for.
Yeah.
They done turned the hood into a soap opera.
That's deep.
I just wonder. I be looking at some of these videos. I be like, I thought, you know, he was moving in silence. Like how do they know everything? They be knowing everything. You know the whole story.
Y'all seen that clip of the judge reading Young Thug lyrics to him in court?
Yeah. I want to say, I think it's so unique. Also, the difference in mindsets is it was a time in hip hop where it was like fight the power, like, you know, us against them, and so like Cube and them was going into priority and in scope saying we finna do this, and like that's how they was going in there. But this whole generation, partly because of the Puffs and the big money guys, the Master P's, they trying to get to them chicks. So they ain't going into the meetings like this how we getting down. They going to the meeting like what y'all want me to do.
Yeah, cause they not looking for artists. You know what I'm saying? They looking for people that already got a whole business model together.
Yeah,
like they don't do artist development, none of that stuff. You just got to come already with something that they can say, okay, I can take that and use my network, and you gonna sign your rights over to me. I'm gonna make the bulk of the money, but I'm gonna make you more famous.
Yeah,
you know, that's kind of where they going with it, at least with black artists. You know, that's what they do. And so, you know, back then they didn't really know what hip hop was, and they thought it was just a fad. So they, you know, it just kind of took off on them.
Yeah,
and they kind of had to catch up. And now, you know, they done got a hold of, you know, with the social media, they got a hold of everything with the algorithm, with the music. They just won't sign a certain thing. It don't matter if we think, oh, this is good hip hop or whatever.
Yeah.
They just they just won't sign it because they need to be able to have something that they can throw young whoever on.
Yeah.
It is the business model. They treat it like McDonald's. They don't. It's not art to them.
Yeah. I feel like there's I always say that there's three levels of the way the world works. You have people who make laws, people who live in the laws, and people who enforce laws, right? Those are the three levels, however you want to set it in. So in the music industry, you have these executives who they think one way. You have artists who think one way, and you have fans who think one way, right? None of these three are never on the same page. Just like they're now on the same page. So the artist, you have so many different types of artists, but you have an artist that I'm in it for the artistry of it. I'm a Andre 3000 where if I ain't feeling it, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna just keep doing it for checks. You got the Pimp C's of the world who was like, they paying a check, baby. We gonna go there. I don't even care if we like them or not. We gonna do the song. We just getting this paper. You know what I mean? You have people who are trying to navigate both at the same time, and it's so difficult for even a company that might be on the side of the artist, like a Raucous Records. Their model to get those artists that were underground and say, hey, we're gonna make the underground strong, eventually got bought out by the Interscopes and the big, like, hey, we'll take your Talibs and give them some money. We'll take your Mos Def. We'll take your Eminem. You know what I'm saying? We'll take your Lauren. We'll take all these artists that was in this collective and divide and conquer. And 20 years later, like, damn, they got us.
It ain't no institutions. You got for like when you look at like places like Ivy League school, like Yale and all that stuff. Like you look at places like those are institutions. They make sure that the people that go through those systems, they think a certain way. Mm-hmm. They got that piece of paper showing, okay, they got our way of thinking. Now they can go out here mm-hmm. and operate under these parameters. Hip hop ain't really had it. We got people that that attempted to kind of make an institution, but an institution needs money, and it needs to be a whole thing, not just how can I put it? It can't be just abstract.
Yeah.
Saying so, without that institution, it's still the Wild West, and whoever making the checks, they kind of controlling where it go. It don't matter who say this is hip hop and this ain't hip hop, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
Because the money is still going to control what the next generation see.
Yeah.
As hip hop, and unfortunately, like the guys that came before, they didn't set up an institution and say, okay, y'all got to come through us. Mm-hmm. We're controlling hip hop's narrative, hip hop's mm-hmm. journey, or whatever. I like that it's different sounds and it ain't just this full like monopoly on it.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you ain't got people that can put you on outside of the people that don't fully understand the culture, the people that don't understand the control, the people that don't understand the culture is gonna run the culture. Fortunately.
But see, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I thought we would have that. I thought we have that when we speak about these gatekeepers that they say we have, the Puffs of the world, Jay-Z's of the world, that they say are gatekeepers, like Rock Nation. Rock Nation, it seems like I know they have several hats that they wear. One of them is that they sign a bunch of artists. So wouldn't that be the institution? Like, wouldn't Rock Nation be an example of the institution? And this is how we do our music this way. Same thing with TDE, with Kendrick and J-Rock and some of the other artists they have. Don't they all have their own kind of philosophy and their own institution in which they put out music, just like 300 did, just like QC does in Atlanta? Wouldn't those actually be the institutions that you speak of?
Yeah, that's somewhat, but you still got like Leo Cohen.
I was going to say, yeah, you still have those people.
You still got Live Nation controlling Rock Nation.
Yeah,
and I understand that like a lot of money requires partnerships. Like
mm-hmm.
like people be thinking, you could just build it yourself, but if you trying to get money that's on a certain level, mm-hmm. it takes partnerships and a large pools of money from different places to kind of really make that thing happen. But the problem is going to be controlling our narrative, and people gotta, they gotta push for that, because unfortunately you got a situation where the bag is still running the show.
Yeah.
The integrity don't really run the show. And so the good thing about the internet is that you can build a fan base. Real artistry at the end of the day will still outlast somebody that's just trying to hit a lick.
Mm-hmm.
It just takes longer. Or
Yeah.
it's just a little, that journey is a little harder than I'ma just do what they want me to do. You do what they want me. If I like it's some very skilled people that will never know how skilled they actually are, because they just doing what's working for them. They doing the thing that is okay. This is a good way I could put it. So white people and black people look at comedy different, right?
Yeah.
Like, we might hear a joke and it's something that's relatable. It's something that we hear that it might be off kilter. And this ain't all white people. This ain't all white people, but
Yeah.
it's a prominent example. So when white people look at comedy, they look at, oh, he's doing the thing. He's doing that thing with his face. That's funny. He's doing the thing that he does. That's what they look at. So like somebody like our brother Kevin Hart, he out here. When he first came on the scene, we hearing relatable stories. But now it's kind of like, and I like Kevin Hart. I'm not talking noise about him or nothing like that. But it seems like what he is now is the guy that go, you take the thing, you do the thing, and then you did, and that's what everybody's looking for. And they looking for that catchphrase, and that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what he is now.
Yeah.
And so,
because that bag, man, like you said, I done figured out. I figured out that bag doing this, all these white folks or all these people who have the money to do this will give me this bag. I could be this other character. I could be more Bernie Mac-ish or more Cat Williams-ish. I think that's the issue with some of those type of comedians like Corey Holcomb and Cat Williams. Their plex with the other comedians is like, man, I could have done that too. Y'all know that I could be goofy like y'all, or I can say what y'all say, but I think you better than that, and it makes it tough.
Line they won't cross. Like Dave Chappelle, he left. He said his dad told him, name your price and get on out. He don't shy. He not shying away from nothing. He not everybody cup of tea or whatever.
Yeah.
He not.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
My Siri acting up.
Oh.
I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Man, that's the first
and
time.
I'm like completely sober over here. So I'm like, man, what's going on over here, man?
Nah, but like Dave Chappelle, man, I respect what he was able to do, because he was able to get a corporation and kind of bend to his will.
Yeah.
But he had the journey he went on. It took years for him to get there. He was doing what they wanted him to do, or he thought he was doing what he wanted to do, but then he saw that they was making him do more of these jokes. Like, their laugh was different from the laugh he was trying to get.
Yeah.
And so he backed out, and they tried to take his money. They tried to jerk him.
Yeah.
And they tried to get, destroy his reputation. And all he did was go on the road. And it took some years, and they were still trying to flame him in the media.
Yeah.
But then he got to a certain point where it was a high demand for him. He came in there. He was able to leverage, what he had with Netflix. He got his money.
Yeah.
Now you can't hurt him right now.
Yeah.
He got his money already. And he was able to say, hey, Comedy Central, hey, y'all don't watch that stuff. They trying to ride my wave right now.
Yeah.
Releasing my stuff.
Yeah.
Don't watch that. And then people literally stopped. Netflix took it off. Some streaming services took it off. And other people just wasn't watching it. Comedy Central had to come to the table and be like, hey, we need to ride this wave that you got going on.
Yeah. Well, we owe you.
He made us look bad. He flipped the tape. They tried to make him look bad.
Yeah.
Make him look like a crackhead, but he flipped it on him. But it took some time. Some people ain't ain't willing to do that kind of time. Like they need they stuff right now. You know, probably hitting.
Yeah.
So hey,
we went a long way, man. But let's tell the people your your musical background and just I don't know if you want to say everything you do or what you're doing, and just give them a short introduction on yourself.
All right, my name is Roderick Vonn. I'm from Houston. Born and raised. I've been making beats since I was like 12. Started on Fruity Loops. Now I'm using Ableton Live. I use the Talkbox. I don't know. I do a lot of stuff. I try to do a lot of different things, and I just like to make dope stuff. And that's as far as music. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's pretty much where I'm at with it. I done put some things out, and I done did shows all over. I done opened up for different groups. Ghetto Boys, the Bon B and them. I done worked on some stuff with Toby. Not music, but
man, hold on. I'm gonna ask you a question, and maybe I'm putting the duck before the hen or whatever they say. I don't know, the horse before the carriage, the
cart before the horse.
Yeah, the stripper before the pole. I don't know, but
it would be the pole before the stripper.
Yeah, right. Pole. Okay, I'm working on an interview later on, and like I'm kind of like on both sides of it because I kind of hate this person, but I don't hate him. Like I hate him because he's talented and he used to always beat us in talent contests and talent shows. But I ain't hate him because he was bad. I hated him because he was unbeatable. Like there's no way you're gonna beat that man. Like you could come in there and we could have had like verses from Pac, Big, and Scarface back to back to back. But there's this little kid over here, you know what I'm saying, who's cute and adorable, can sing and can dance and rap it. Like they gonna vote for the kid every time. The kid gonna win. You know what I'm saying? That kid's not a kid anymore, right? And I saw him, and he's still talented as hell. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna try to I'm in talks with him right now, but I kind of don't want to say his name because y'all like, oh man, but I mean he seemed like a cool person, but man, he used to kick our ass all the time, man.
I know exactly what you're talking about. It's hard to win a showcase and it's a kid at a nightclub. Like it's hard. Yeah. It's hard for you to win that.
And then he not no punk kid neither. He like a cool kid. Like man, if I was a kid, I wish I was like that. Man, he got a chain on and stuff. He got the baggy clothes. He over there Harlem shaking and stuff. I'm like, man, we can't win, man. We can't win. The talk box, man. The talk box, man. To me, that's like one of the most amazing things. That one of the most amazing things humans do.
That's the voice changer, right?
No, that's the one. Well, yeah.
No, Roger trying to can.
Yeah. That's
yeah. As you and you're playing it as like you're in tune with the tune, so it's kind of like, it's like your brain's working overtime.
All right, don't laugh at me.
Yeah,
don't laugh at me.
Okay, I'm gonna laugh at you.
Back in the day, I remember when homie he did a video where he had the little thing in his mouth.
Yeah.
And he was singing a song as he played the keys.
Yeah,
I thought that was the flyest thing in the world. Right now, I don't remember how old I am.
Yeah,
all I remember is I had an old ant farm. There was no longer an ant farm, and it was like the little thing with the little string tube. I tried to act like I was doing homie's little voice box. Yeah. I thought it was pretty fire, bro. And I hate the fact that when we were making music, you young men did not allow me to talk box my song.
But see, I think I
gotta know how to play though, right?
Yeah.
Oh, see, I ain't know how to play no keys.
Yeah, see, I feel like you're associating. Well, I'm not saying you are, but I feel like most people will associate the talk box with T-Pain and what he does with the auto tune.
I know it's a complete distinct difference. I wanted the talk box,
but that thing right there, man, like. How long does it take you to learn that?
Well, I don't know. It wasn't really that hard for me because I was already like playing like different licks on the keys or whatever, and so all I'm doing is what I already been doing, but now I'm mouthing like words, a little tube or whatever.
Yeah.
So
See what I'm saying?
And so it's not nothing that's.
We need to get some. Why come we can't do that, man?
Because we can't. Now one of us can play the keys. That's why.
We could just have a keyboard in here, so every now and again, I could just be like,
Go buy a keyboard.
We can
Go buy a keyboard.
down to the store.
You go buy a keyboard. I'll plug it up to the board.
We can go down to the store. Man, on the note of so songwriting and the way you write songs, do you remember the first song you wrote, Dub?
Yeah, it was in middle school and it was like a love letter song type situation. I was supposed to rap it to the female who I was trying to holler at. You know what I'm talking about? I was supposed to rap it to her though.
Yeah.
I think I wrote it through one of these math classes. That's why I was always failing math.
Yeah.
But I ain't rap it to her. I just gave it to her like a little spoken word poem though.
So you couldn't have just been in there and be like, 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4.
Nah, I was being mannish in my little poem, bro.
Oh. You remember the first song you ever wrote?
Not really. I was doing like parody songs.
That's what I was going to say. The first one I wrote was a parody of the Beastie Boys.
Funny.
Yeah.
I think the first one I did was like Missy Elliott, I Can't Stand the Rain.
Oh.
I did like a parody of it or something.
Yeah.
And I did one of them with Usher.
He's still here. His camera's doing something special.
I did one the song with the man, what's the name of that song that you made me wanna it was that joint right there. I did a parody of that.
The first one I ever did, I remember the first one I ever did, it was man, I'm showing my age, but it was the New Kids on the Block, man. And it was the right stuff, but I had changed it to my right nut. My right nut. First time you licked it, second time you sucked, third time you went to town. I can't get enough. You suck my right nut, baby. Love the way you lick my ball. Man, I was boy. I was doomed from the start, man. Why would I even think of that song like that, man? I don't know, what was I thinking? That's funny though. I remember writing this down and laughing like the whole time. I had a little like notebook, man, and I was like, what? Oh yeah, well, writing that. Well, the song was the right stuff. So I just switched it up, you know what I'm saying? I was like Weird Al Yankovic. Have you seen this movie? The Weird Al Yankovic story? Elijah Wood, I think his name, plays Weird Al. Or who's Harry Potter?
Ratcliffe.
Yeah, Ratcliffe, yeah. He plays Weird Al. And Weird Al plays Weird Al's manager. Man, it's a great movie.
Wait, say that again.
Okay. The guy, Harry Potter, plays Weird Al. And I don't want to tell the whole situation, but at some point, Weird Al and Madonna are dating. It's a documentary. It's a life story. And in the movie, Weird Al plays Weird Al's manager. It's unique. But what were we talking about? Songwriting? Oh, okay. So as you mature, as now we're getting to the ministry part. So as you going through your artistry and as you were writing, we're younger, we're making parodies, and we finally learn how to make songs, and we feel like we have a gift, and we cultivate and hone our skills, and now you're to the point where you have projects that are floating around in the world, and now you come to the part where you're starting a new chapter, and you have a ministry. Now, do you go back and redo old songs? Do you explain old songs?
No, I mean those songs exist. That's how I felt in that moment.
Yeah.
One thing about me, and when it comes to ministry, is so I was doing ministry some years ago, and I kind of took a step back because I got to peek behind some of these curtains.
Yeah.
And the respectability politics that a lot of what you see in ministry, that to me that's not that's not something that can. It's not an honest way to have a conversation.
Talk to him
about God. It's just not like
wrong way.
A lot of these people are regular people. They cuss, they smoke, drinking.
Okay, so
I'm not saying it's okay.
Yeah,
I'm just saying making ministry or Christianity be like this club that you gotta be perfect to get in is a lie. It's silly. And there's a show on HBO called like the Family Gems or whatever.
Yeah.
The Righteous Gemstone, something like that.
Oh yeah. Righteous Gemstone with Crazy Man and Will Ferrell. And,
yeah. Is it Will Ferrell? No, that's not.
He's like a dad. He's a granddad or something. I know the guy from. Yeah.
Well, anyway, that show. Some people will be mad at it or whatever, but that show is kind of, from what I seen when I was, in ministry, that's what it kind of looked like behind the scenes. It's a comedy, so it's exaggerated a bit, but that's kind of what it looked like behind the scenes. I don't like that because it's just this. You don't really learn nothing. Let me put it this way: I'm not trying to condemn nothing anybody else is doing.
Yeah.
My experience is that I went to church. I felt like I didn't learn nothing.
Yeah.
When I started studying,
I
got mad.
Yeah.
Why did I get mad?
Because what they told you wasn't.
I wasn't seeing the same thing.
Yeah.
I wasn't seeing the same thing out there that I was reading, so I was just like, I got to do something else. And so
okay, so sometimes people might take people say, "Oh, you poking fun of Christianity," and I don't be poking fun at Christian. I just be like you, just like they had revelations and epiphanies. I be having epiphanies too. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start thinking about something, I'm like, man, hold up, man. Like there's certain things people said to you, like, man, what? And like when they say, like, oh yeah, man, the devil was the leader of the angel of the choir in heaven. I'm like, why would they need a choir? Why would they even need a choir in heaven, man? Like, I mean, seriously, like who they singing to?
They had music and singing. When you reading it, they had angels and stuff singing, but saying Lucifer was over music.
Yeah.
That ain't nowhere in there.
I know, but I'm saying, but why? If I'm thinking, if it's heaven, right? Why can't you think everybody can't sing in heaven?
What do you mean?
Like anybody in heaven, like the from number one to everybody, like, you know what? Yeah, like I think like everybody in heaven could see, like it's heaven. Like you think God can put you in heaven with a bad voice?
Get up there and be like, oh man, I'm hitting all the notes.
That's what I'm saying. Like you think if I'm in heaven, I'm gonna hit a bad note. How you gonna hit a bad note in heaven? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like,
you probably can't.
Yeah. So why would we need a specific choir? How are you gonna pick the best singers out of all the angels, or these the only singing angels? Like I'm just, it makes sense though, right? It makes some sense. But anyway,
I feel you.
Like some of the conversations that people have about things, and it's like I totally understand how difficult it is to get a message across to people that don't necessarily want to hear the message. You know what I'm saying? And or get a message to people who are not educated enough to understand the complexity of the message, right? So
that's the thing though. It really ain't that complex. People be overcomplicating because they need people to look up to them. They need people to be, give them some clout or whatever. They need some kind of power or something over somebody. It ain't that complicated, man. Like it let me say this. The Bible can get as deep as you want to get.
Yeah.
But if you just trying to understand, it don't have to be.
Yeah.
Like,
it doesn't have to be.
I believe everybody can know the word. Everybody I had to break it down for myself.
Yeah.
I saw like a lot of I saw that when I got to a certain place in my study, I'm right here with a minister and he tried to be here over me still. Well, the Hebrew and the Greek, it did it, and I'm like, I know the Hebrew and the Greek.
Yeah.
You know, now he don't want to have a conversation. I learned that the best way to talk about God and ministry is to make it accessible.
Yeah.
Make it accessible. You got to make it digestible.
Man, and that's what I'm saying, and that's my point. So my point is like, in as you evolutionize as a society, right? The way I spoke about things, or the way that I had to promote things in 1920, is different from 2020, right? It's totally different. There's things I could have told you in 1920 that you'll go for off the rip, man. Just cigarettes good for you, man. They clear your lungs out. You know what I'm saying? But in 2020, I know, man, that's crazy. You know what I mean? So one of my, I don't want to say contentions, but it's like when clergymen and scholars, not even scholars, but clergymen you talk to, want to still perpetuate some of the outlandish thinkings. And this is not just, this is any religion. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's Islam, they're like, well, treat women this way. I'm like, man, come on. We understand that some thinkings in a certain time aren't applicable today. You know what I'm saying? Some things change because we know more. And if we continue to act like, oh, well, that's how it was back then, well, then that opens the door for other people to say, well, look at these other things back then that happened too. Let's go back to that too. You know what I'm saying? Slavery back then too. So let's do that. Or, this, whatever thing they want, and you can't combat, you can't respond to them without like, damn, shit, I guess so. How can mine be right and yours be wrong? You know what I'm saying?
Well, when it comes to, and this is just from me reading it, and a lot of what we doing now is in there. Like you're not supposed to treat a woman poorly. Like the Bible is against rape. If you rape somebody, it says that he will die. You're supposed to kill him. If, it says husbands love your wife as Jesus loved the church. If Jesus will die for you, what you supposed to do for your wife? Like I don't see the scripture as an ancient thing, but I do see that people gonna people. You know? They're gonna do what they do and try to say, well, I'm supposed to do it like this or whatever. Back then, it was a different time, a different culture, but even in the Bible, slavery was wrong.
Yeah.
There are scriptures that people have said, well, this is what they was using to say slavery was okay. But when you dive in there and you actually look in there, these was just employees. They got paid. They was able to leave without punishment.
Yeah.
That
speaks to what I was saying about trying to explain something to somebody and saying that, because if I'm not, the great American poet Joseph Budden once said, you can't compensate to a nigga with no diction. And I'm not talking about anybody sitting here, but I'm saying that if the person can't understand the language that they speak today, and the person has issues comprehending period, you know what I'm saying, then how can I get them to comprehend this? Because they're gonna read something like spare the rod, spare the child, and know for a fact that means beat the shit out your kids. They're not gonna look at it no other way, because you have to explain, now some of these things were meant this way. No, it says this. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, right or wrong, how do you, I'm gonna ask you, I'm saying my thing is, how do you allow certain teachings to keep going? Not yourself, but I'm talking about the people who like, nah, just stick to the word this way. I'm like, we have to modernize, not to complement our wants, but modernize based on, the information that we have now, as opposed to what we didn't have then.
Isn't it the task of the person who's anointed to preach the gospel to break it down? So when I, preach that scripture that says, spare the rod, spare the child, when I break that down as that means we got to give our kids discipline. Without us giving our kids discipline, you could be in a bigger situation with your child. Discipline isn't necessarily beating them. Discipline is giving them structure, things they can do and can't do. It's not just physical beating somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
So when it comes to these kind of things, there's balance. There's always, you got to look at multiple scriptures at once to get full context. So like when you see spread a rod and spoil the child or whatever, when you seeing that, you also got to read, don't make your son, don't anger your sons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta be reasonable. You gotta be a reasonable person. So if you do spank, right? Spanking shouldn't be the first thing you do. It shouldn't be your go-to.
Yeah.
That's the last resort.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
You should be able to talk. You should be able to reason with your child. And then, when it comes to that, if that's what you do, then that's what you do.
Yeah.
If you don't do that, you have the way that you deal with your children or whatever.
Yeah.
But as long as you taking out the time to teach them in the way that they need to go, then you should be straight. It ain't my way or your. Do what works for your child. We all individuals. Some children don't get no spankings, and that don't mean they bad.
Yeah.
But some of them, I don't know, man.
And some of them, you spank them in depth and they still bad. You know what I'm saying? And then you talk to them and they're like, oh man, that's all I wanted you.
It's because that's the go-to. When a child is in confusion, if up and down, if it's a behind whooping waiting across around the corner on everything, it ain't gonna really mean nothing. When you do it, I just feel like everything gotta be balanced. You gotta make sure your child understands why things are going on and why they are being punished. Otherwise, they just in confusion. They just know you went off.
Yeah.
They just know you as being angry. That's it.
The most fun about kids for me is that like for me, I don't know about nobody else, but for me, you find yourself like having to have the craziest like requests, and you're like, is that cocoa melon again? And like just saying the sentence, you're like, man, am I talking about cocoa melon? But it's like this the crazy. Oh man, why is there toothpaste in my socks? Like just the craziest conversation. I'm like, man, this is excitement, bro. It's like I would have a dull life if I didn't have certain these experiences that I couldn't create. I couldn't even pretend.
Why am I air frying in your room?
Exactly, man. Like you drew on Michael Jackson. Man, my sister, man, I went to Michael Jackson concert, the only one I've ever been to in my life. And, man, I had a Michael Jackson, the one where he had the brown leather jacket and the flat top Jerry, not the Jerry curl, not the Frizzly, You Rock My World, but the flat top Jerry curl was a flat top girl with Jerry curl with a long back, right? Had the brown jacket on.
So he had a mullet.
He had a Jerry curl mullet. I ain't want to do him like that. I was trying to avoid it.
We all know the picture. We all know the hairstyle.
I'm just saying, I talked all the way around it.
We all know the hairstyle.
Just culturally appropriated.
Them boys had some fire mullets and they hair didn't move, bro. Like all of them.
So he had the. I'm not gonna say that N word, but he had the flat top with the long and he had the brown jacket on with the guitar belt buckle. He had the big fat guitar belt buckle, right? Of course, way too tight Jordashes on, but it stopped like the knee, right? So he was, he posed up, man. I'm pretty sure my mom signed Michael Jackson's name on it. I'm pretty sure she signed Michael Jackson's name on it because where we were standing at, there's no way we could. Michael was about this big. We was in the dome. Michael was about this big. So
but some of that stuff came with the like fake, not fake, but. Like I got an album with his signature, but it ain't his signature. It was in artwork.
Well, she kind of told me she got a signature too. That's
oh, my bad. I was trying to shoot the T ladies, bro.
And it was like in marker. It was whatever. Okay, so anyway, I don't know how, but I went.
Hey, got the tape for you.
I went somewhere. I was like I'm home after school. Something I'm eating. I don't know, a bowl of cereal, whatever. I'll go back to my room, and all I see is a little girl with crayons in her hand. And I'm like, huh? Why you got crayons out? And now there's sometime we look at Michael Jackson, man. Michael Jackson got it is drawn all over, man. I'm like, oh no. Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson has signed me.
How mad were you?
I was sad, bro. I wasn't mad. I was sad. But now every time I think about that, I just laugh, man. Like, to have to, Michael Jackson was right. He signed it. Oh my God. That's hilarious. What was I gonna ask next? Oh yeah, so you're right. You have old music that's out there. Your new music process, so you don't recreate anything, which I'm totally against. I'm against not recreating stuff. Like I'm like, man, if it's yours, man, use it over and over again. Remix. Have you heard 25 Bibles?
I'm with that. Like remixing, redoing.
Yeah.
All that. It's your art to do whatever you want to with it.
You heard 25 Bibles on my dresser by DMD?
What? Nah.
DMD is a Christian rapper now, man, and his hit single is 25 Bibles on my dresser. Yes, sir.
Boppers or bobbles?
Bobbles.
Sound like you said boppers.
25 Bibles on my. Well, he might.
Boppers on my dresser.
Yeah. Like, you got a big old dresser.
I try, like, when I do music. I don't do it under the banner of this is gospel.
Yeah.
Like I'm a Christian, but the scripture, you in the world but not of it. Like I'm existing in this world. I know what's around me. This, people look at Christianity, they think Ned Flanders and Veggie Tales and stuff. Like they think it's Barney. Like it's stuff in the Bible you can't read to your kids, man. It's a real world thing. So why am I gonna sit up here and try to do something that ain't real? Like it. Yeah. Let me put it this way. I ain't talking about old buddy, but I'm saying it's people that take songs and then they go, all right, now I'm word out with Jesus and I'm gonna switch this word out in the Bible, and now there you go. Now you got a Christian song. Like,
I've tried that so many times and it worked like a mug, man. I've tried that so many times, man. Just like anytime you losing the crowd, you're like, and then God said, like, oh, good job, baby, good job, man. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, see, I'm like, man, you gotta just be real. Like, I had some baby mama drama. I made a song about that. I got a song called Fate, but it's about like when you working on something, like you trying to build something, and people around you, they don't see the vision, so they might poo on it. And you trying to build something, they don't see it, but then once you make it, it's like, oh, I always knew you. Nah, you ain't had no faith.
Yeah.
Get back. I never knew you. Like it's all of that. Like you can't. You could be real about a lot of stuff because I'm an artist who happen to be Christian. I'm not a Christian artist. I'm an artist who happens to be Christian.
Have you heard the preacher? I think he's from Compton. He's like, praise Jesus, motherfucker.
Light skinned dude.
Yeah. Put your hands up for God, man. Like there are certain phrases that he'll say that I'll be like, I ain't mad at that one, but like some of them, like when he's like, fuck the devil, I'm like, yeah, I'm with that one. You know what I'm saying? But then he'll go like, and any bitch you say something on fuck, I'm all, come on, man. You went too far, man. You too OD, man.
So which one take it too far most? That guy or the Hispanic dude?
Oh, he just popped like Jesus Christ.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
But I don't know if he being serious or he just like,
Jesus, maybe gonna get jumped, bro.
He might be thrown off. He might have been through some things.
Yeah.
That's what he know to do.
I seen him reading the Bible one day, pop locking, and then like he'll read a verse, and then like some people get the Holy Spirit, be like, "Oh, this is good stuff." Mm-hmm. He read the verse, and then it went into the whole pop locking for Jesus Christ, all that stuff, man.
Jesus Christ,
yeah, bro. And almost like he be throwing little mini like Christian gang signs.
He'd be like, Jesus Christ, man.
Wow,
being in the gang is some wild stuff, man.
I can't say it ain't my place to say where that man heart is at.
Yeah.
If he genuine in what he doing, hey, more power to him. I believe in, you can be Christian and not be corny, and you can be And even to a certain extent, like when we talking about, I guess, cussing or whatever, like what I'm about to say might not be popular with a lot of people, but like the Bible ain't, the word shit didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like what is making that a bad word?
Yeah.
You know,
We've created a narrative to make it a bad word, but
and that's a regular word in another language. So you mean tell me it's the earth, and if I'm on this part of the earth, now it's not a bad word, but it's a bad word over it. Like I don't think that ain't how God works. So
yeah.
So the Bible is very clear. It's like don't offend. It's about your intent. Like if I say something to offend you, or I say words that can be not expedient, mean like it's not how can I put it? It's not convenient for you.
Yeah.
So like if I'm at a job interview, I'm gonna talk a certain way.
Yeah.
If I'm at a certain place, if I know these words, if I talk a certain way and I know these words might offend somebody, I just won't say them. Like it's fine. And it's fine. Like you can monitor that by, it's about what's in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like and what you trying to do, what you trying to convey. And you don't have to cuss. But if you do, or you bump your toe and you say something,
yeah,
God ain't saying that. Hey,
strike one, buddy.
That ain't that's not what's happening. You know what I'm saying?
3 more, you know where you're going. That's your first one.
Cause check this out. A while back, I was somewhere. I was helping somebody level a house. Right?
Yeah.
A white dude.
Yeah.
A tool or something landed on my hand and it hurt.
Yeah.
And I said, damn, like that.
Yeah.
Now, this dude was from the church. He gonna say, hey, I could tell that you're not a man of God because you said damn. I was like, okay. But he told me a story about how he was in Louisiana during Katrina helping them fight gangs. Now, what y'all think that mean? Y'all think that mean?
Helping them fight gangs?
What y'all think that mean?
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna leave it at that. White dude talking about he helping.
Oh yeah. He
fight gangs. Y'all know them stories that was going on.
He got his what's the name? That when it's no law. When the 24 hours no law.
Oh, you talking about the purge?
The purge, yeah. He getting his purge on, man. They got to getting that purge.
Hey, you hit the nail on here. That's what I think old buddy was out there doing. He told a few stories that I was like, okay, you on some other stuff.
Yeah.
I need to get away from you.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. But see, these are people that'll sit here and act like they are without sin or whatever, and be on some other stuff and justify it. And I'm like, nah, man. That's why it don't do no good to be out here pretending and playing with people like that. Like, nah, man, I'm not finna. I don't care about these respectability politics like that. I'm trying to have real conversations with real people. People have real questions.
Yeah.
Hey, why did God let my mama die? Hey, well, I got molested as a kid. Is that in God's plan? What we talking about? Like, it's real questions out here. It's people going through real stuff.
Yeah.
They need real answers. And sometimes as a Christian, you need to say, I don't know. And they don't do that. And you got to be able to go study, get in that word, and figure out what is God trying to communicate. Because I know it ain't in God's plan for nobody to get molested. But we got evil in this world. We got it's things going on out here that's real, and people ain't got time to play with you. And that's where I'm at with it. I'm not trying to put on a good show and learn how to and da-da-da. I'm not trying to do all of that. That's a show.
You think that Donda should have been nominated with was it Donda? Or it was
Oh, you talking about Jesus is King?
Yeah, I think that should have been nominated, but it should have been do you think it should have been in the gospel category?
I mean, he said it was a gospel album.
I mean, as far as I heard, it was a classical gospel. I mean, a southern, choir.
What was it What was it entered in as?
As a gospel.
Oh, so you're saying it should be there?
But it was some gospel awards that said he can't because he's a secular artist. He couldn't be.
Yeah, I think that's bullcrap.
Yeah.
That was just some bullcrap. That's
You can't be a crossover artist. Like I feel like if I'm a hip hop artist, but
who you think running them award shows?
well, see, me and Book had the conversation a couple parts ago. Because I think it's all about who paid the most bread.
Well, he paid enough. Kanye got enough bread.
Well, see, they mad at Kanye though.
But watch this. What I'm saying, it wasn't the Academy Awards or the big quote unquote PWs.
They all do the same thing.
But the smaller gospel awards are the ones that was like nah, like.
Yeah, like, no, I'm saying they all do the same thing. Like the Grammys got a little committee.
Yeah.
All these places got little committees that decide what can and can't be. And I don't like awards. I don't like contests.
Yeah.
It's not really a measure on what is and isn't art or what is and isn't good. I feel like if they didn't let them in, they had something else going on because it was a gospel album. And if you think, oh, he don't represent God, that's why we didn't let him in.
You got to say that.
But it gets murky though because
you got to say that.
But see, it gets murky because who are you to say he's not representing God? Like
that's what I'm saying.
Everybody's relationship with God is a personal relationship and it's gonna differ from person to person. So you can't say he's not representing his Christianity.
I don't even think about it I don't think it's about the individual. I think it's saying that if I make a gospel album, you have to come out and say, no, he's just doing that you gotta be direct with your answer. It can't be no fuzz in there.
What you mean? I'm like, what you mean?
Like you have to say, nah, he's not a gospel artist because he doesn't do gospel music. He does secular. He's just trying to, get gospel views. You have to say something direct. You can't insinuate that he's not from God, or you can't insinuate that he's not Christian.
But they can't say it. But see, they can't say that because they don't know what his intent was when he made that album.
Yeah, so got to put it in.
All we know is he made a gospel album, so it's gospel music.
I want to say they rescinded Jesus Walks, didn't they?
I don't know.
I want to say the GMAs, whatever they call the Gospel Music Awards, they rescinded Jesus Walks. This is before all this Jewish stuff.
I don't know. I don't know why they were rescinded. Why? Because of what?
I just say if you got a relationship with God, then God will be the one that rewards you. Like and the Bible say if you're doing it for them, you got your reward. Mm-hmm. So I don't really like. I don't fool with what somebody think is or isn't Christianity. If I read it and that's what the scripture is saying. Mm-hmm. That's the thing that's Christianity.
I get it. What am I gonna say? I think interpretation and perspective are, those are two things that really would unmurky the water among people because you have people who will stand on interpretations and their perspective also. So my perspective as a person from Bulgaria who ain't never seen the light before, and all I've seen is the persecution of the U.S. in this way. And when I read about the U.S., I say that's a Christian nation. Well, then it's if I'm Bulgaria, I'm gonna think that, you know what I'm saying, according to their doctrine, and you're like, damn, they all Christians. Everything they show them on TV is whatever. I might hate Christianity in that way. Or might not want to even involve myself in. Not saying that Christianity is right. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. If I'm from the United States, I might think that Islam is evil and da. So it's like the commonality for whatever religion is important in the perspective and the interpretation.
And that's where I'm coming from with it. So I'm when I first got into ministry, I was gung ho. I was overzealous. I was out here just, if you're doing this, you wrong. And blah, 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 blah. Christianity is really more so about checking yourself.
Yeah.
It ain't really about you checking everybody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people aren't seeing. They seeing people trying to check everybody else and ain't checking themselves.
Yeah.
And that's how people see Christianity. So if somebody is, Islamic or Buddhist or whatever they believe, atheist, whatever, it don't matter. my definition of religion is any strong belief that you put action behind. So if they don't believe in God, it's not my job to force nothing on nobody or to say that they're a bad person because they don't follow God or whatever. I'll read the scriptures. I say, this is God right here. God is not American. God is not. He's not a capitalist. He's not a socialist. He's not none of this stuff.
Yeah.
Try to put on him. God is who he is, and it's written down who he is. And if anybody got different perspectives, we can chop it up. We can talk. My goal ain't to convince you. I just say what the thing is, and if you want to tell me about what you got going on, that's fine too.
Yeah.
My thing, I'm just trying to foster real conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get to a point where I can, we leave the floor open for real good faith conversation or questions, like real questions that people have, and we can really talk about some real stuff, and that's where I'm at with it. Like it's been fake too long.
Yeah, I think I believe that there's I think there's levels of everything, right? And of course you have all the way to the source to God, and you have a trillion levels in between there, right? And certain religions, certain ways of thinking, certain perspectives are based in certain levels of understanding and certain levels of what I've learned, what I understand, where I'm at internally, where I'm at spiritually, where I'm at, all that, right? And so there are instances and there are places where people are beyond a label of anything, right? They're beyond a label of calling it whatever you want to, or associating it with anything. Because where we at, we ain't never had none of these type of interjections to interrupt the way we've been living. We haven't had the Brits come through here and knock shit down or whatever. We ain't had, war come through and so we're closer
like Sentinel Island.
Exactly. We're closer to moving. Say it again.
Sentinel Island.
Yeah.
I said it the first time.
Yeah, we're closer to moving in the way that is closer to how it was, right? And so there are people. Let me not say that. Well, I'll say that. Wait. There was a time when you had missionaries that would go to places like Hawaii, and tell them, "Nah, what y'all doing? The way y'all doing it, that's wrong, man. You got to do it this way." And this is the deity. This is the book that you have to refer to. And I'm like, hold up, man. We was here way before y'all, man. Whether your book is wrong or right is not the question. The question is, how you gonna try to put this book over my book? And my book was here before yours. You know what I'm saying? Not saying yours is wrong. I'm just saying you have to respect that mine is right, because mine was written by the same source that wrote yours before you wrote yours. We just over here with this, and y'all over here with that. And so I think that is that's like, I don't have a problem with anything. I just be having points of understanding that I want to get to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I say you also gotta ask, like, what was the goal of some of these people? Like I always think it's funny that Europeans kind of take the lead, the narrative that they spread civility, and that they also claim to have spread Christianity.
Yeah.
But it's just funny that a belief system that came out of Africa and what they call the Middle East right now, is a European thing. That's not really true. I mean, Ethiopia, they claim to be related to Solomon.
Yeah. And
they've been having these scriptures. They've been having this stuff.
Yeah.
Out in Africa. In the Bible, it's Africans all up in through the Bible. The Europeans are the ones called foreigners.
Yeah.
The Isle of the Gentiles. through the sons of Japheth and all. Like, this is a thing that's pretty much been here. And if somebody wasn't exposed to it, the Bible says it's better for them to not know than to know and reject. And it says that they're judged according to what's in their heart. So it also says, where there's no law, sin cannot be attributed to. Like, it's a situation where you can talk to somebody about it or whatever, but if they don't accept it, that's on them or whatever. The forceful thing is that ain't in the Bible.
Yeah,
that's something else. Colonialism was something else.
Yeah.
I didn't need colonialism for me to get this belief system, because it existed before colonialism. I didn't need that, but they took over the world and they controlled the narrative.
Yeah.
That's all it is, but it's been here already.
Yeah. There's I'm gonna get away from this conversation, but I just want to talk about for 2 seconds. Like, it's so unique to me how in a time frame, Spain, Portugal, Britain, all these countries realized at the same time, like, damn, we can use this thing to do whatever the hell we want to. We can use it. We can literally, like, if I put this stamp on it, boom, then, oh man, they'll go do whatever we say, however gruesome or inhumane or ethically or morally, they're gonna do it because I'm put the stamp on it, man. And that's crazy. That's crazy.
Well, a lot of what they did was really for themselves. They use like a faux Christianity to kind of dehumanize. They was like, hey, they're not Christian. That's what they would just say.
Yeah,
they're not Christian, so therefore God ain't with them. Therefore we can do this. But I'm looking at Haiti defeating these European powers, and so they should be asking, was God with you? Was God with you when Haiti defeated you? Like, to me, when I look at colonialism and how they use, so-called mission trips, they played a whole game. They was already fighting war with people who didn't know they was in a war. That's how they took over the world.
Yeah.
They took over the world not because they had guns or because they were smarter. They had corporations. They invented the corporation. Every other place relied on their government to handle, like, trade and all. Like, when they got a corporation popping and a company can do something faster than the government could, or they can privately come up with a different way to do something, and people was buying shares and able to pool money together and all that stuff. That was a different beast, and they already was thinking race, like white.
Yeah,
that was never a thing before. Like people think of race, they think of color, but Africa has a bunch of different races.
Yeah,
and they all have dark skin, but they a bunch of different races, right? But really, under today's, banner, we're all black.
Yeah,
some Africans, some people in the diaspora don't accept that or whatever, but that's just the facts of the situation. We all black, but we're all different races. And like Neil deGrasse Tyson broke that down or whatever. Anyway, a lot of these people started saying, hey, we're all white. We're going to deal with each other a certain way.
Yeah.
But those other people, we can do whatever to them.
Yeah.
And so they would have a bit of civility with each other, but be the most evil, nastiest thing to these other people. Like Columbus, all he did was land in the Caribbean and just kill people and look for gold. That's all he did until the day he died.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing else. And, these people, you look at them like they claim God for themselves. They claim these belief systems for themselves. And then they go out and say, rather than trying to say, hey, God is trying to, we equal or whatever under God, they go and say, hey, we brought you God. We brought you civility. We brought you this. And then they try to subjugate you. That's why I think it's interesting that in other places of the world, like, they make Jesus look like themselves.
Yeah.
But in the diaspora, Jesus is still white.
Yeah.
That's funny to me. And they always go out there and they make them said when people see that white Jesus, they connect that with white faces, and they oh my God, you know what I'm saying? Like you look at England and the whole like Commonwealth situation. Like right now, the King of England is the King of Jamaica. Like for real, he can walk out there and they'll bow down and everything. They're an independent nation.
Yeah.
But they part of the Commonwealth, and he is the King of Jamaica. Like for real. He can go out there and usurp all their decisions if he want to.
Yeah.
And so
I didn't know that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah.
Man, we can go down the rabbit because, like I said, the rabbit hole from people mistake it or might think sometimes that I'm being, like I said, like I'm trying to shoot shots or I'm but really I'm like, no, man, like I why do I have to believe something that I know I shouldn't believe? Why can't you tell me, give me something tangible? Because you're telling me all this, like the way it's been sold to me, it's been sold to me a certain way to make me subservient. You know what I'm saying? I know this, so I'm like, don't uphold that teaching that way. Give it to me like, okay, let's clear some stuff. You have to gain my trust back, basically. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't feel that way, then you not you a person. I'm talking about just.
I feel what you're saying.
You got.
I'm working on a video right now called "Christianity Has Really Bad PR."
Yeah.
It basically what you just said right there. That's the crux of the whole situation.
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to be the neighbors. We're supposed to be the people that when people see us, they say, "Oh, they're good people."
Yeah.
They don't see that.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of people that's so-called Christian. They don't care.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if you don't care, then what you doing this for? Because the whole goal is to reach people. So the Bible says you'll have treasure stored in heaven. So if you can't take nothing with you, right, from here, what's the only thing from this world you could take with you?
Your soul.
Right. And other souls, other people.
Yeah.
The Bible commonly describes people as silver, gold, jewels. It does that. That's the treasure. The treasure is the people. So the treasure stored in heaven is you getting other people there with you. Why would you do something to hurt that? Why would you try to hurt the reputation or the conversation, I should say, where you can't really talk to nobody and you acting all prideful and you beyond reproach? Like that's silly to me.
What I just heard you say,
should be able to talk with people.
I just heard you say that murderers shouldn't get the same time as people who steal from the church and disown the church. That's what I heard. I hear funny though sometimes, but you know what I'm saying?
What?
No, because when I look at it like if I told you, oh, he stabbed somebody, right? And the person died, you like, oh, that person got life in prison. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe, he got some time. It's self-defense, so they only gave him 25.
You heard me say that?
No, yeah, I'm just making something up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? And he got life in prison. Or he got 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, right? But then you hear somebody say, oh, man, he was the guy at the church. He was, really a bad deacon. But he ain't get no time or nothing. But his folly has generational repercussions. You know what I'm saying? He's put generations of evil out into the world. And this person over here was in a fight for his life and had a bad lawyer.
I'm trying to understand. So you saying a deacon is doing something?
It sounds like he's saying someone who has made crimes in the church are affecting lives more and probably should get more time than a murderer.
Something like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Something like that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think it's like when they say you caught selling dope, they gave you 15 years. You do a Wall Street crime, you get Club Med. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get club.
what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? In that note, in that way of thinking. But
I mean, when it comes to things like that, we talking about the law of the land and the people that's in charge of that. Like, God typically deals with people the way He see fit. So, I can't say who deserve what because I don't know them the way God do.
Yeah.
Like, somebody could be fighting for their life, and like I said, it's evil in this world. Like people don't necessarily understand how this all works. Like they think they treat God like He's a genie or that He's doing magic, and that's not really how this works. Like, God said, "Hey, y'all got dominion over this planet, right? So all the evil on this planet is made by us, right? By mankind. Right?
Yeah.
God is like, okay, so the way this works is prayer. You pray to me, you get me, I have authority over here. I gave y'all authority over there. You got, let's meet here. I'm trying to get here and follow my own rules. I hope I'm explaining this right.
Yeah, I got you.
And you call God into this world. God is trying to bring the good into this world, and you are the vessel that brings good out here. But we live in a world that is overrun with evil. You look at the justice system, it's people that ain't worried about justice. They worrying about their numbers on the scoreboard. They worrying about whether they made this department or whatever look bad, or an election that they got coming up, and they doing something with the power that they got to make something evil happen.
Watch this transition. Speaking of evil and making things happen and having power, the rodeo's coming up, and it was announced that Bun B has the Houston takeover again. Now, I'm gonna preface this conversation by saying I'm a fan of all the artists that he might bring out or he will bring out, and himself. But if Bernard don't bring out Trey and Zero together, this thing, I don't want to hear nothing about Radio Tech. I don't want to hear nothing about Radio Houston.
They settle what they had going on.
They don't. That's what Bun B job is to do, man.
No, I don't think you're gonna see them boys come out together.
That is Bun B's job, man. You are the OG. You are the active OG, man. You got to make that happen, man.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah.
Lil J made T.I. come to Houston and apologize, and they shook hands on stage, man.
Who?
T.I. and Lil Flip. You was there when it happened. You was in the front row jigging, man.
I
don't think I jig, bro.
You was in the, I like my top.
I don't think I jig, bro.
Jay Prince is Jay Prince. Though.
Yeah.
That's different. That's a different thing. It's some repercussions, probably alleged repercussions.
I think at this point, Zero and Trey beef might be as serious as Ja Rule and 50 Cent. I don't think it's ever gonna get squashed.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's from judging by the words used.
They got lawyers beefing with each other now, bro. I just saw some stuff where the lawyers was beefing with each other. When a lawyer for one is beefing with the DA for the other, and they trying to say you trying to use your case from here to clear my guy, like and they talking about this man is snitching. Come on, we ain't gonna see that.
Man,
they getting paid.
Come on, Bun. Come on, Bun, man. Come on, man. Pimp C with y'all sit y'all mama ass down, man. Come on, man. Fix this, man. Slim Thug and Zero need to quit. All the tripping. All this money you keep making.
Prince, Pimp C is Pimp C. So I don't without either one of them two, I don't see it happening.
King Cooper and that Power Wall ain't talking.
International players. Who had the best verse on the song between the UGK and Outkast? Who had the best verse?
That's easy, bro.
Who had the best verse?
Andre.
All right, so
I was gonna say Andre.
See, I think lyricist wise, Andre had the best verse. But as I was sitting in karaoke last night,
Pimp C carried that song.
Pimp C, like I'm talking about, it was like people knew
where he come in.
People kind of mumbled key parts of 3 Stacks. You know what I'm talking about? Like they knew, wipe our ass, itis, and detergent. They said that loud. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm talking about? When the beat dropped and Pimp came on, everybody rapped that whole verse word for word, bro.
It's easier.
Nah, it ain't easy.
It's easier than spaceships.
It's a vibe, bro. It's a vibe, bro. It ain't like it's easier. You trying to make it sound like everybody dumb, bro.
I just choose the love. Come on, man.
I wouldn't say it's because it was easy. It's a different vibe. Like the way Andre rapping, he elevate the songs. Like when you got a meal and you elevate it and you played it just right.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what Andre did. But Pimp C was that when you taste it though, it's that he was that seasoning, he was that flavor that it needed. It just needed that.
I could say he's extra, yeah. He's extra.
You a hater, bro.
I'm a hater.
You just a hater, bro.
I'm a hater.
You a hater, bro.
Look,
you a hater, bro.
The intricacies of what Andre 3000 did on that track, you got to.
It's a whole vibe, bro. I'm not saying.
Sit back and be like,
I sat here and told you that I think the best verse was 3 Stacks. I told you that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like the energy in the club and we'll make some same thing with Big Pimpin', bro.
Like and plus you gotta look at what are we talking about? So in the club, who got the club sound on the song?
Exactly. Yeah.
When you in your ride though, and you kind of chilling.
Well, I'm in my ride and I'm chilling.
You hearing Andre and you like okay. And so yeah, like it's just different energy. Like you can't. The club is the club. It's gonna have club songs are gonna dominate the club. The songs in your ride gonna dominate the song.
But hold on. Even when you in your ride,
yeah,
the first 2 verses of the first half of the song is fire. I can live without the second half, and I'm being honest.
I'm saying that y'all not even giving Andre another prop. I'm gonna give him. The way that Andre rapped and the way that it was broke down, the way the beat and the way he rapped was also a build up to. He set it up. He was the Magic Johnson of the song, because he between the leg, spaceships. Behind the back, don't come equipped with rearview mirrors. He dribbling, dancing you, and he no looks and throws it. I'm just a choosy lover, never come without a rubber.
So let me ask you a question.
But they make posters out of the person that dunk it. So Pimp C dunked that mug. He caught it in mid-air and just with his tongue out. That's what he did.
So who? I would
love to know how that song was constructed, because I honestly think.
They got the story out there.
I want to know exactly like did Bun and Pimp already had a verses, or did like Bun send? I don't know how, because I think Bun reached out to him and said we want to do a song.
Yeah. And
from my understanding, 3 Stacks was like, I do it, but I won't do the video. And then it's a whole story behind how Pimp got him to do the video. I mean, how Bun got him to do the video. But did they say let's do a song together, and then 3 Stacks had an idea, or did?
I think they reached out. They had the song together, and apparently the way they got him to do the video was they just happened to all be in the same place at the same time, and then it got like arranged. And I think that's kind of speaks to like how much because it seemed like it wasn't. According to the story anyway, it seemed like it wasn't a fully planned thing, and then it just, with the little bit of time they had, they was able to get that whole thing shot and ready to go.
I saw an interview with Bun. So Bun said they got the video done. They said when they did the song, Big Boy was down for whatever. Yeah. Andre was like, I'll do the song, I ain't doing the video. Yeah. So Bun reached out to the he said his name, the guy who did a lot of Outkast videos. Mm-hmm. He reached out to him to get him to do the video. Yeah. So that way they doing a video, kind of style video that 3 Stacks like to do anyway. And it was kind of like a layup. Well, we reached out and we got home to do the video. We all kind of hit in the same place, same time. And so we did the video.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool, you know what I'm saying? They're like, well, shit, in order for him to do the video, let's roll with the people who he mess with, he do business with.
You think Outkast? Okay. Outkast, Black Star, or 8Ball and MJG.
Who's the better group?
8Ball and MJG
is the better group.
Better group, yeah.
See,
8Ball and MJG.
It's hard to argue with that answer, but I preference wise, I'm gonna say preference wise, I'm gonna say Outkast, but it's almost because I was actually introduced to Outkast first before, Ball and G.
I like Outkast. I grew up on them, and Andre is my number one favorite rapper, right? But group wise, I never really was into Big Boy like that. No slight on him. He cold. Yeah. He is good. He good at what he do.
Yeah.
But it's like when he hit, and when he don't, I'm not really, it's not really there for me. And so, he's obviously like in an upper echelon place.
So you would say that you would say that 8Ball he's not a misser. He's always he might not be as good he might not be as technically good as a rapper as Big Boy, but 8Ball don't have no misses.
Right. That's why I'm coming at with it. Them first few CDs that they had, man, it's just, I don't know. It's a kind of energy on it that I'm like, this.
I ain't never liked the Memphis sound, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was never a fan. I like MJG. Lost was okay to me. It was cool. The hardest MJG and 8Ball song.
Early stuff, man. I'm talking about the early stuff.
Like coming out hard.
Talk about Mr. Biggs.
Yeah, that was cheap to me. But it was cool.
And see, that's some of the earliest stuff. Now, like I said, my first experience with Outkast was Southern Playlistic Cadillac Funky Music. That was my thing.
Time to drop these bows like Dusty Rhodes.
I got in Outkast in the Stank On Ya era, and I went back and listened.
See, I got like a whole memory. Like I can tell you where I was at, what I was doing, the exact time I got introduced to Outkast. My brother was in the Army. My brother 8 years older than me. Yeah. He came back. I was going through his bag. He had a Walkman, the CD Walkman, a bottle of Jupe, and this sound. These niggas from Atlanta that I'd never heard before in my life.
Yeah,
bro, I listened to that CD like for a whole week straight.
I remember seeing the video.
I wanted to go to that was the time where I was listening to Outkast, and I was watching this documentary. It was called The International Men of Leisure from Memphis.
Okay.
I wanted to be a pimp. At that point, I wanted to be a pimp.
Time to drop these bows like Dusty Rhodes. Then I yell, "Ho!"
And the other piece is I love Speaker Box and I love Below. I will watch Idlewild. I like Idlewild, the movie.
Yeah, I like that too.
See, so that's why I'm gonna say Outkast.
See.
Now I will say this in my
like Idlewild, man.
In my hometown bias, if you ask me to who's best, Outkast, UGK, Ball and G, I'm a roll with UGK. But if you ask me to tell the truth, I'm gonna roll with Outkast first.
Okay, let me tell you why I wouldn't say UGK. It's not because they didn't go together like sugar and spice, or like they didn't go together like like oil and fries, but it's because of the fall off of Bun B after Pimp C left, right? The totality of the group shows that they were stronger as a group, and that some of the deficiencies in one was complemented by the.
When do you feel like Bun fell off? I would like to know.
What's the last, like? First off, you heard Traumatic too?
I heard, is that him and Static Selector?
Yeah.
I haven't heard Traumatic 2. I heard the first one with him and Static Selector.
Him one, but what I'm saying is...
And I heard a single just the other day I didn't like.
I'm saying, when I'm talking about, I'm trill. That's
I don't know, it's like his style changed into better bubbly body, better but no, man.
Yeah.
It kind of went there, and I don't know. It's kind of bland.
It kind of stayed there. It didn't.
No knock on Bun B, but that that's what he sounded like to me.
When Pimp was in jail, I feel like Bun had an epic run.
I wouldn't say that word.
Nah, Bun had a run.
Don't put that word in front of it though.
I think Bun had an epic run.
No, see, I'm with you, but you keep hitting that word in there that don't fit.
I think Bun had an epic.
Epic.
Bun had an epic run, bro.
Epic.
Epic.
You know what epic is like? You know,
Yeah, I know what epic means.
Look, it was epic.
Like you're just the only educated brother in this room,
I'm
man.
just saying. I'm not saying
I know
that.
I play linebacker, but golly,
I'm saying that. Are you understanding the grab? Like I used to always talk
I understand
about,
yes.
I used to always talk about Lil Flip when he rapped because I don't feel like he knew the what he was saying. He was saying like he's like I'm catching footballs like Marshall Faulk. You know how cold Marshall Faulk is, man. You know how cold Marshall Faulk is to be like catching football like Marshall Faulk. That's you are putting yourself on a level, bro. And you just called Bun B's run epic.
I think he had an epic run while Pimp was in jail, bro.
Okay, the three biggest songs that came out.
I'm So Cold was big.
I'm So Cold. Who's on that?
Lil Wayne, what you talking about? Who's on that?
I'm so cold.
You are a hater, bro.
I'm pretty sure that's on the in chart, bro.
You are a hater, bro. It was him and Jeezy Keep Pushing was fire. And then at one point, Bun was just hopping on everybody's song.
Epic run.
Epic run, bro. Epic run.
You named two songs.
Epic run. You a hater, bro.
I just said he had.
I'm not. If I named you the song with Bun and Wayne,
Bun
and you
was in demand.
He
was in demand.
You claim to be a Wayne fan, and you. I'm sorry.
I'm
brother.
so cold.
I'm sorry I cut you off, my brother. Go ahead.
Nah, you good. Nah, you good. I was just saying he was in demand. There was a time where he was in demand. This was before Pimp got out of jail. Yeah.
I tell you what.
Epic.
I tell you what. When Trail Burgers opens in the old James Coney Island building, you are not coming with me.
I wouldn't go nowhere, bro.
Yeah, because you a hater, bro.
I love Bun, man, but I'm not paying $25
No, you don't, bro.
for a burger, man.
Man, you a hater, bro.
I mean,
oh, but you'll go pay Smash Burgers though. So you can pay Smash Burgers, but you can't pay Bun.
I don't eat Smash Burgers, so that's.
No, I didn't see you come in here with some bougie stuff, bro.
They never seen me come with a Snap Burger, bro.
Nah. You a Smash Burger. You will eat the whatever bougie.
Okay, check this out.
Whatever it is, bro, but you can't eat Bun. And you say you shot black.
I'm gonna throw a wrench in your whole plans. Bun B ain't had no albums out before Pimp C died. When Pimp C was locked up, he had no albums out.
Who said anything about the album? I said he was on an epic run. Didn't I say that?
Huh?
Yeah, versus that.
I said he went on an epic run. And he did put an album out.
No, he did.
Yes, he did.
Trill was in 2005. Pimp C was dead when Trill came out. You said when Pimp C was in jail.
I said he had an epic run. I didn't say he put an album out. You said the album.
I'm saying
he had verses.
You moved the goalpost to an album. I didn't say an album. I said he was on. I said he was killing every feature he was on, and he was on an epic run. That's what I said.
Okay. I still don't think he had an epic run. I think he had a good run.
Well, that's your opinion.
I think he had a good
run. You're allowed to have your opinion.
Was 50 run epic?
50's run?
Yeah.
Man, that was an epic run as well.
Was Games run epic?
Of course.
Was
What are you gonna ask?
Was Lloyd Banks run epic?
Lloyd Banks run one epic.
Okay,
it was good.
It good? I
good.
think that Bun B's was like what Lloyd Banks is.
Nah, you are. Let me scoot over.
Lloyd Banks was in demand too.
Nah, you are not finna sit here. You are not finna sit here.
I'm not gonna say Lloyd Banks.
You are not finna sit here and try to tell me that Lloyd Banks and the great Bun B on the same tier.
Okay, what about Young Buck? He had to run. He was killing everything.
Stop it.
Now, if you would have ran the Young Buck to me instead of Lloyd Banks, I might have gave you some props, or I might have agreed a little bit.
Young Buck rap better than Bun B.
Man, get the get out my house, man. Get out my house.
Nah.
Get out my house, man.
Young Buck, man. I would rather hear Young Buck. You know what? I'm lying because UGK.
Thank you.
Yeah. UGK Bun B, Murder is undefeated. That's probably one of the top 10 verses in hip hop ever. I can't think of nothing out for Trill.
I give you last 5 years, Bun. You know, he fell off a little bit. I get that because I think last 5 years, Bun ain't been a rapper. He been like a community activist, and he slanging these burgers.
I'm saying since he started dropping solo albums, man, you've been like,
He been a family man.
Yeah, man. I love Bun, man.
I think Bun stopped being a gangster after he almost killed that dude, man. And he was like, man, let me go out here and sell these hamburgers. Man, you blasphemy, bro. Hey.
You ain't hear.
Man, what's next on? What's next on the? Let's get some questions out here, man. What's next? We're not talking about this moment.
The song you heard was off the Motrill album. That's what you talking about. When him and Corey Motrill, they did an album like this year.
Yeah. It's a video for it and everything.
Yeah.
I ain't like this song.
I'm not gonna say anything about it because when I say something about something, I'm hating. You can not like it, but when I say I don't like,
all I said was I didn't like the song. Now you didn't went here and start disrespecting Bun, talking about that him and Lloyd Banks had the same run and that Young Buck rap better. That's hate. Me saying I don't. Me
My
saying
I hate because I think that.
Yeah, it's hate. I told you hater boog, bro.
Because I have an opinion outside of yours. You called it hate.
No, I didn't call it hate till you start being blasphemous.
Hey man, so Dana White slapped his wife a couple of times in a bar. She slapped him first.
She slapped him first, then he slapped her.
He slapped her twice.
So we in a bar.
Yeah.
She slapped him.
We're arguing. First we're arguing.
And he.
You're not even a real MMA fighter. You've never had a fight in your whole life, and you're a faker. I know you're scary. You wouldn't hit a fly. I'll hit you. And she bow. That's exactly what she said. I was there. I ain't want to say anything. I was there. That was exactly what she said. And he said, I can, oh, look here, Tammy. Bow, I'll hit you. That's what happened.
That's kind of racist because though.
How is it? Tammy's racist?
Is her name Tammy?
I don't know. I can't say her real name out loud. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got plans for that. Dana White's a public figure. I can say his name, but her, Lori or Tammy or Evelyn.
How you feel about it? If you're in his shoes, would you have slapped her back?
Me?
Either one of y'all. I would have took a walk because of my wife. I ain't gonna slap my wife back. I would have took a walk. Yeah. 21.
Who?
21. That man said that he talk about. That man said when he die, he wants to get his head cryogenically frozen until 21.
Yeah.
21.
That's not too far from now, is it?
It's far enough. Like I don't think we're gonna see 21.
It's 2020. That's 100 years from now.
Yeah, we're not gonna see 21.
I can make it, bro.
It's almost 100 years.
I mean,
I can make it, man.
If we still in our 40s, so I'm early 40, you late 40. So if we can go partner up with Elon Musk and turn into some cyborgs and shit, then we might be able to see like 22. Would you do that, bro? Would any of you guys do that if you can kind of like alter carbon type situation, upload your consciousness, and just live forever? Would y'all do it?
Well, you gotta. Is that really you?
Okay.
Well, thank you for being very existential. I mean, existential. What's the word I'm trying to say?
I know what it is, but I'm not even gonna mess it up. So.
No. Well, I'll figure it out. But thank you for being so politically correct. But my first thing was, is my dick work? That's what I would wonder. I was like, man.
Have you seen Alter Carbon?
Yeah, but I haven't watched it. I saw like the first season. I was like 3 years old with
3 years old.
2. It's old. It's like 3-4 years old. Right?
I'm talking about the update. The Alter Carbon I'm talking about is like pretty much your consciousness is uploaded to like a disc, and then they put it in the back of your neck.
Yeah.
Well, I seen the newer version.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah.
And
you said when you were 2.
No, I said about 2 years ago, right?
Oh.
It's about 2 years old, 3 years old.
I think the latest season about a year ago. So.
Oh.
But yeah, it's like you have a new body. So I would assume that your male member would work in your new body. I would assume.
Well, I was thinking
everything else works.
I was thinking about the cryogenic freezing of the body. You know what I'm saying?
No, the body is like at this point, it's like like they just make bodies.
Yeah.
These are synthetics.
And again, I wondered myself, man, you finna give me a medium, a small, a large? What you gonna do with me? A high? Do I get to pick? You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna have different. They're gonna have different. It ain't gonna be uniform.
Yeah. Everybody gets 4.5. That's what we get. You get 4.5 unless you're rich, and you get an 8 or 9er. But then on top of that, so now is there some new stuff out here that I don't know about? Like they might be doing like, man, it's all about the ears now, baby. If you ain't going in the ears, you ain't going in the right way. Right?
You know what I realized, bro?
What?
You're a very intelligent person. Sometimes.
But
I realized that when we ask some of these questions. Like my brother on the screen said, is that really you? Are you going to be soulless? Is it just a version of you?
Yeah.
Will you even be able to experience it as who you are?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you go straight to dick and sex.
Let me tell you why. Because
is that all that matters to you?
No. Let me tell you why. See, what happens is, the energy, the chi, the soul some of your soul is in your life giving and your life rendering unit is attached to you. So the expression of love that I might meet a woman that I want to, you know, make my life partner, or maybe it might be thruffles or, you know, a thing in the future. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? And I'll be fearful that I couldn't actualize myself in the way that I could in my old body. Cause I was, you know, maybe it might be some intricacies or some things that have changed in the way the body works that it's been 100 years. You know what I'm saying? You think if George Washington came?
Yeah, I just heard a lot of BS from you, Book.
But I'm going to the kingdom, guys.
Yeah.
More than that, I think that the most important thing, that was the first thing, but the second thing I would think is that everybody I knew would be dead, so it'd be sad. Because everybody you know is dead. Like, not just some, not this most, everybody, except for the 3 other fools that got frozen with you.
Well, in this aspect, they're not frozen. You can just, I wasn't saying froze. I'm saying if you could, like, yeah. If you could do that. So, like, you know, you got a terminal illness, you know, you like might be on your deathbed, and it's like, well, hey, you know, for, you know, it's 15 bands, you can upload your consciousness and your soul to this chip, and we'll get you a new body. Like,
no, because in season 1 it was a white guy. I remember that now.
And then you walk a black dude. Like, that might have been an upgrade for homie.
Yeah. Season 1 was a white dude. I remember in Altered Carbon, the season 1 was a white dude. Now,
yeah.
Like, nah, man.
But you can, like,
might have the wrong kind of hair. I might be a ginger.
But then you could also like be a female.
There's a computer that think like you. I think at that point you probably just be gone.
Yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not really you. It's just,
man.
memories.
You know. Okay, now I'm not gonna get too deep for y'all.
Don't get too pause. First off, secondly, we 2 in. We 2 hours in, bro. So you know we got 10 minutes.
Okay, well I'm gonna say this.
So don't go in no deep rabbit hole.
If energy never leaves, you know, first off, okay, yeah. I always see things from a spiritual, scientific perspective, right? That the spiritual side and the science side don't work in opposite, but they work in cohesion, right? And if you break down some of the spiritual, you know, explanations, there's a scientific explanation that is equal. It's just a technical way of saying the same thing, right? And so, do you think there'll be a time when we've come to realize how to really? It wouldn't be AI. It would be, you know, we've understood how to capture the essence, the energy of a person, and the quote unquote soul, and redistribute it.
Almost kind of like the body is the computer, the mind is the processor, and then the soul is the operating system, and you find a way to, you know, take the soul from one body to the next, something like that.
I think we would have to be humans, or mankind would have to be here for I don't know how long to try to figure that out, because we still saying certain parts of the body are vestigial, and we don't know that.
Yeah,
it's still stuff on the body that we don't know what it does. We out here looking at it's so much stuff about our own planet that we still don't know.
I agree, and that's why I say, like, you know, because it's like this conversation right here, this whole situation is happening 40 years ago would be crazy. Like, man, ain't no way, man. Ain't no way. Some of you just gonna just be talking to somebody somewhere else on camera, seeing them live, like the Jetsons.
Oh, this is witchcraft, bro. Like 100 years ago, bro. We going to we the Salem witch trials. You know all 3 of us is getting especially you, my guy. They putting stones on your feet because you over there with the voice box.
Oh yeah, you huh?
Yeah. You
please don't kill me.
Yeah, you're going to the bottom. Me and him, we probably gonna get burnt on the stake like the Templars. They're tying
witch.
They're tying stones to your ankles, and they are throwing you down there with the 2 hippie young lady who was hypnotizing all the men in the village. Oh. That was fucked up. You know, the young ladies who were too attractive in the village were called witches during that time, and they got Castaway?
Because they were, man. Couldn't nobody not look at them, man? Like, that's witchcraft. Look at those. Look at those nice flat pancake ass like Mom used to have.
Some jealous, bad built broad got mad because her husband smashed the fine chick in the village and called her a witch in Salem.
You know how hard it was to know how somebody was fine in the village? You know how hard it probably was to find like a shapely woman in those type of clothes? Like they got on double corsets, poofy pants, the shawl to keep
winter. Because you might have like went down to the river at the wrong time and saw her bathing, bro. And then you got it on, and
I
then
just hang out the river. Me,
you're bad. And you would have been the first one to stop. Again, bro, it always goes back to that, man.
Yee Old Boogie is always at the river. Why is he always at the river?
Because he's a whore.
He could not swim.
Man, this has been awesome, Roderick. Man, you got something in closing you want to give? What we always do in closing, we have our guests give out their socials, any projects they're working on, things like that, so our listenership can go out there and find your work and support. So what you got?
All right, so y'all can find me as Sweatergodd. That's on all platforms. It's spelled SWEATRGODD. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. That just look for that name. You're going to find me.
Sweatergodd. Hey, 16 Shot fans, listeners, go out there, check out Sweatergodd. Do you have any current albums dropping, anything like that? Or is all of that information there?
Just be on the lookout. Keep checking with Sweatergodd.
Somebody who got stuff going right there. They got like, just keep on looking. I don't want to play my hand. I know I got some stuff bubbling right now. I don't want to chip my hand, but just be on the lookout, man. Me and Pac got 3 songs coming out.
Yeah, that's all the info gonna be right there. Y'all stay tuned in, and I'm gonna be putting things out, all types of art, all types of whatever it is that I'm doing. That's where it's gonna be at.
I might have missed this during the technical difficulties. So if you're not doing this and you listen to this, take it as an idea and make some millions, you owe me like $50. Your name is Sweatergodd. It's part of your merch sweaters.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm working on a line of ugly sweaters. So
I think I'm gonna get a shirt. So I got my every single time. I want to get Yee Old Boogie because I feel like
stop. I gotta edit that out. I gotta edit that out, bro. Somebody named Boogie is gonna steal that.
Yee Old Boogie.
Stop saying it.
He's at the waterfalls again.
Stop saying it. Just
and I'm gonna get like some Puritans. Like
you steady, bro. All right, now when he come out with a sweater,
it says Yee Old Vonn.
Don't get mad.
Yee Old Boogie, always at the watering hole.
Well, Mr. Vonn, it's been a pleasure, folks. Roderick Vonn, Sweatergodd. Check him out on all platforms.
Yeah, imagine being a creep in them days, man. That's crazy.
They was there.
Yeah. What's that in the bushes? Is that Yee Old Boogie again?
Oh, man. Well, hey, it's been another riveting episode of the 16 Shots Podcast with Young James Boogie. AR Dub.
Tell me how you took, and I'm going to tell you what I meant.
And our guest, Roderick Vonn AKA Sweatergodd. And we out.
You know, I'm talking about instruments to get the bitches, man.